As a preliminary matter, this is Woody Knight, Chair of the Newbury Planning Board. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Planning Board members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Peter Pecos, he'll be joining us shortly. Larry Murphy.
Here.
Scott Kinter. We lost Scott. Okay, he'll be back. Oh, there he is. Steve Mangian.
Here.
And town staff. Krista Grubbs.
Here.
And Sadie Woodward.
Here.
Very good. I can hear everyone. Good evening. February 18th, 2026. Open meeting of the Newbury Planning Board is being conducted remotely, consistent with Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, which extends the Governor's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, GLC 30A-20, until June 30th, 2027. For this meeting, the Newbury Planning Board is convening by video conference via Zoom, as posted on the Planning Board's agenda, which can be found at the town's website. You may join us by going to http://zoom.us and entering meeting ID number 832-7141-3056. And the passcode is 108790. Or by calling in 1-929-205-6099 US and entering the meeting ID number and passcode when prompted. Please note that this meeting is being conducted, excuse me, let's start over. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that attendees are participating by video and on telephone conference. The meeting is also being broadcast live through local access cable channel 9 on Zoom and at newburytv.wixsite.com/TNCTV. And the recording will also be available on the Newbury Access YouTube channel. Meeting business ground rules. Before we turn to the first item on the agenda, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. As chair, I'll introduce each speaker on the agenda. After speakers conclude their remarks, I'll go down the list of board members, inviting each by name to provide any comments, questions, or motions. For all attendees, please remember to mute your audio when you are not speaking. On Zoom, use the mute button, and on your phone, use *6 to toggle to mute and unmute. There will be an opportunity for public comment and questions during the public hearing. I will seek questions and comments from the members of the public through the Zoom raised hand function. Video conference participants, to raise your hand, hover over the bottom of the Zoom window below the photo gallery and click on the image of the hand that appears. Please ensure that your name is fully and correctly displayed on the participant list. For telephone participants, to raise your hand in a Zoom meeting, hit *9 on your phone keypad. Each participant will be called on to provide his or her name and address, and then may ask their questions or make their comments. Please do your best to keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. Your hand will be lowered when you have been given the floor for your questions. I'll afford the applicant or their representative the opportunity to reply. Should there be a written submittal, should there be a written submittal of questions or concerns, they will be noted for the record. The applicant will be afforded the opportunity to speak if the issues raised have not yet been addressed. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. All right. We'll turn to the agenda now. First thing on the agenda is liaison and meeting reports. We'll start with Larry, ZBA.
Thank you, Woody. ZBA is holding its regular monthly meeting tomorrow night. And the first order of business, they'll be welcoming a new associate member, Joshua Walker. So that will, at least for the time being, bring the board up to 3 regular voting members and 2 associate members. As you know, from an item later on the agenda, there's also been a request that the Select Board has forwarded to us for public hearing to increase the number of voting members to 5. And I'm sure we'll have some discussion about that later in the evening. They have 2 continued public hearings for 25 Harvard Way and 7 Exeter Way. In both cases, they're just to increase the height and footprints of 2 existing dwellings. Nothing that I would expect to see come before the planning board. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Conservation Commission, that would be myself. We have not met since our last meeting. We're meeting once a month. I believe it's in January, February, and March. So next meeting will be the first Tuesday of March. So I'll give you a report at our next meeting. MVPC, Kristen, do you have an update for that?
Yep. So the commissioners meeting for MVPC is tomorrow. It's items on the agenda include adopting the fiscal year 27 budget, which sets the rate for every town that's a member of MVPC. And the MVPC planners meeting is next week. So at our next meeting, I'll have more updates on both of those. I haven't seen the agenda yet for the planners meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Then the next item on the agenda is meeting minutes. We have meeting minutes from February 12th, 2026. Has everyone had a chance to review the meeting minutes for February 12th, 2026?
They have, and
All right, does anyone have any corrections or comments on the meeting minutes?
a question, Woody. When we set the time, the March 4th public hearing for the zoning bylaw amendments, do we set the hearing for 7 or 7:15 p.m.? I don't remember, and the meeting is not on the town website.
I don't recall either.
I mean, the draft minutes say 7 p.m.
7, they say 7.
I think it was 7, but I can double check that before we post them.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting it's wrong, Sadie. I just don't remember, because often we usually set them for 7:15.
Yeah, I can check.
Okay.
That would be great, because I don't recall. I usually am used to saying 7:15, but you never know. It was a different time of day for that meeting, and I might have said 7 o'clock for some reason. So, if you could check on that, Sadie.
Yep.
And amend the meeting minutes if I did say 7:15, and if not, we'll leave it at 7 o'clock. I'd entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes for February 12th, 2026 with the potential amendments that were just discussed.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Larry. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Scott. Roll call vote. Larry,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Steve?
I'm going to abstain. I wasn't on the call.
Okay, very good. And I vote yes as well. What time do we have? We have 7:10. Kristen, would you like to start your planners report?
Sure. Let's see, the first thing I wanted to check in on, just while I've got you all, is setting the date for the 140 Main Street site visit. I had sent around an email proposing next Thursday, the 26th, in the morning. And if the majority of you can do that, that's my proposal. But I wanted to check. If not enough of you can do it, we should find another time.
I can do the 26th in the morning.
I probably cannot, but it's, they're just complicating issues for me. But I would not suggest not doing the site walk if it works for the rest of you.
Kristen, I get your email and I'm going to be out of the Boston region for the first part of the week, but I have requested a meeting that I was required to be on Thursday to happen Wednesday afternoon. And if that happens, I think I'm reasonably certain that can happen. And then I'll get in, back into Boston Wednesday night and be available Thursday.
Okay, I appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. Woody and Pete seemed like it was good the last time we talked.
Yep. What time are we shooting for, Kristen?
Whatever works best. I'm open in the morning.
6 a.m. good, Kristen? Just kidding.
I'm up. It's the sun's up by then, right? But
I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
All right, 9 or 10. What do you guys? What works?
Either is good for me. If I can get there, and I think I can.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. Either or, you pick, Kristen, because it'll work for me. 10 o'clock, it might be a little bit warmer. That's my only suggestion. I don't want to eat up everyone's day, but
Okay. If 10's okay, we'll go with that. But let me know if anyone has an opinion. Otherwise. Okay, great. Sorry to take time with that. And let's see, other updates. We did hold a pre-construction site visit, as we discussed at the last meeting, at 108 Main Street yesterday. This is the subdivision that was approved several years ago, but got delayed, and they're ready to get going again. So let's see, the building commissioner, the conservation agent, myself, Woody attended, and then we had the engineer, the wetlands consultant, the owner, the site contractor, and his assistant. There were about 12 of us who walked the property, and the applicant has submitted a construction schedule, which I will forward around to the rest of you. And then he is returning to our meeting on March 18th, I believe. So I wanted to update you all that site visit happened and went well. And then, do I have one more minute? Yeah.
yeah, go ahead, Kristen.
Okay, I just have one more thing. I'm really happy to report that there is a date set for the presentation of the Plum Island Turnpike feasibility project. It will be March 11th, which is a Wednesday that we do not have a planning board meeting. Wednesday, the second Wednesday of March, and it will be at 5:30 p.m. at the Parker River Wildlife Refuge headquarters, the same place the first meeting for the project was last summer. So we're just finalizing outreach materials. There'll be a flyer and we'll put it out on the town website and update the webpage. All of that is in action, but I wanted to give you all a heads up for the date and time. So that'll be a presentation. I'm also working to see if we can have it be a hybrid meeting. But it's definitely in person, and we hope to also have a Zoom access functionality if we can figure it out. So I'll share that outreach material when we get it.
Okay, very
Those
good.
are all my updates for tonight.
Okay, thank you, Kristen.
Yep.
And we'll get into our public hearing, 7:15. Definitive subdivision application, 15 Central Street, assessors map U11, lot 53, for a two-lot subdivision, applicant owner Michael Becker, 15 Central Street, Byfield, LLC. Larry, could you read the legal notice, please?
I could, Woody. The following notice was published in the Newburyport Daily News on February 2nd and 9th, 2026. To the Town of Newbury Planning Board Public Hearing Notice, Definitive Subdivision Plan. Residents of the Town of Newbury and other interested persons, please note that on Wednesday, February 18th, 2026, at 7:15 p.m., the Newbury Planning Board will hold a public hearing virtually via Zoom to consider an application submitted by Michael Becker for approval of a definitive subdivision plan for a two-lot subdivision at 15 Central Street, Newbury, Mass. Assessors map U11, lot 53. Property owner 15 Central, Byfield, LLC. The proposed subdivision is shown on drawings entitled Definitive Subdivision Plan of 15 Central Street in Newbury, parenthesis Byfield, close parenthesis, Mass, dated November 14th, 2025, prepared by PJF and Associates, and described in accompanying application materials. Copies of the application are on file with the town clerk and in the planning office, 12 Kent Way, Byfield, Mass, and are available for review during regular business hours. The application may also be viewed on the town's website at https://www.newburyma.gov/902/current projects, applications, and plans. For more information or to obtain a copy of the application, contact the planning office at 978-465-0862, extension 336. All persons interested or wishing to be heard relative to the proposed development are invited to participate in the meeting remotely from their computer, tablet, or smartphone at https://us02web/j/8327141305 or by telephone by calling 1-929-205-6099 US and using meeting ID 832-714-1306, or may watch the meeting live on local access channel 9 at https://newburytv.wixsite.com/TNCTV by Woody Knight, Chair, Newbury Planning Board.
Thank you, Larry. Sadie, can you confirm that the abutters notices and that the legal ads were completed as required? Good. Can anyone hear her?
No, we're not actually hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I
Yep.
don't know. I was listening back to the recordings and it is quiet. I'm not sure why. I apologize. We received the certificate of mailing from the applicant, so that's all set. And we also viewed the legal notices in the paper filed or posted on the correct dates. So that's also confirmed.
Okay, thank you, Sadie. Mike Becker, welcome.
Good evening, everybody.
Yep.
I'm here this evening with Paul Finocchio, the surveyor on the project, and Jack Sullivan, the civil engineer, and also my partner, Chris Avitas. And with that, I will turn it over to Jack.
Very good.
Yep. Thank you, board members. My name's Jack Sullivan. I'm owner of the Sullivan Engineering Group. I'm working with PJF Associates on this project. As you know, it's a 2-lot subdivision where we're retaining the existing house out front and we're proposing a duplex in the back. We did receive peer review comments from Joe Sawaka, and he did mention that this site falls within a Zone 2 protected area. And in reviewing the GIS maps for the town of Newbury, he's correct. We're one of the last lots in the Zone 2, but we do fall within the Zone 2 water supply area. So I had proposed pervious pavement for this project for the driveway construction to provide access to the duplex. In the peer review, it was mentioned that this may not be allowed. It is allowed under DEP stormwater, but there's strict requirements in how it can be constructed within a Zone 2. And in reviewing it, it appears I'm going to have to revise my drainage study. So I'm going to have to look to eliminate the pervious pavement for the driveway, and I'm going to look to capture the roof runoff area for the duplexes through a conventional dry well or a Caltech or maybe even a rain garden, some sort of infiltration system. So at this point, I'm going to have to do some redesign on the drainage. But the good news is we did dig into the Zone 2 requirements since both these lots will be on septic. Within a Zone 2, you're allowed 1 bedroom for every 10,000 square feet of land area. The duplexes are going to have 2 units each with 3 bedrooms. So we need a minimum 60,000 square feet to support a total of 6 bedrooms for that lot. And we have 60,428. And the existing lot with the house out front has 48,417 square feet. That'll be a 4-bedroom house, so we will meet that requirement. But in saying that, with the septic designs, we will have to do septic systems that provide nitrogen reduction, typically like a sand filter design. I know that's outside probably what you guys get into with the planning board, but with the Board of Health, it will have to be a more it's a more involved septic design for a Zone 2 area, but it is allowed. It's just there's additional treatment required. And I know Paul Finocchio is here as well, the surveyor, but I can turn it back to the board for questions you might have.
Okay, thank you. Does any of the planning board members have any questions at this time? Larry?
I don't have any questions, so.
Scott?
No questions.
Steve?
No questions.
And I don't have any questions either. Do we have Pete? Pete's just joining us, so you missed the beginning of that. Well, welcome, Pete. Do you have anything else to present to us tonight? Any of the other individuals? Hearing
I don't have
nothing.
anything further to present.
Okay. Kristen, do you have any comments on this at this time?
No, I don't. I guess my one question, I'm not sure if there are members of the public on the meeting who haven't seen the site plans, but maybe it would be helpful to just put one of your pages up in case there is someone who hasn't seen them yet.
Yeah, I think Paul Finocchio can share his screen if you allow him to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here.
That'd be great if that works for you tonight, that's fine. Hold on. Oops. Everybody's like, let me make you co-host, Paul. Okay. Jumping around. You should be able to share now.
Yes. Okay, hold on. It's not letting me share. It says host disabled participant screening sharing.
I don't know what, like, usually if you're co-host, you can share. So, let's see. Maybe there are too many hosts.
Oh, here we go.
Does that work?
Uh, Here we go. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, all right. So this is sheet 1, which is the cover sheet. The highlighted piece of property in black is the property that we're working on, which is 15 Central Street. This here being Central Street. And then this street here is Church Street. The second sheet is the existing conditions plan. Again, this is a 2.62 acre site with a single family dwelling located on Central Street. It's a fairly wooded site. There is a ledge outcropping along the side of the property. And we do have a wetlands area out in the back, which we will be filing with the Conservation Commission, basically probably close when the snow disappears so they can actually see what's out there. There is access to the site, basically comes up along the right sideline and into the back. There's a parking area here, along with the existing septic system. And there is a parking easement located here in the right corner. That is actually for the gas station next door. Page 3 is a by right plan showing a 50-foot layout with a required cul-de-sac turning radius. This is showing basically the 2 lots, showing they can do this as a by right plan without asking for any waivers. Sheet 4 is a proposed subdivision showing the roadway coming in to the site. We'll be having access at the end of the site to the second lot over here, which will have the proposed duplexes. And this will be the existing lot carved out for the new house beyond this side. This is the definitive site plan. So we'll be showing access coming into the site, dead ending. And then we have a duplex location here with a septic system somewhere located out in the rear. The road is a 22-foot wide paved area coming in. We do have a 34-foot radius paved area here that was required by the fire department. And also we had to just make sure that we did not hit or come close to an existing utility pole out front. There will be retaining walls along the roadway area. Those will probably cut out in the ledge, so we're not sure on exact height once we do start cutting and seeing how stable that ledge material is. There is water located out on Central Street. We do have a water gate here, and there is a hydrant. I'm still waiting for information from the water department on an actual location of where that water line is. And sheet 6 is basically just a detail. Again, Jack said we will be changing on the pavement as from a porous pavement to an impervious material. And so this is just basically a detail sheet, and it's just showing the roadway profile coming into the site.
Okay. Thank you, Paul, for
You're
going through that with us. Planning board members, do you have any questions? Speak up. If you do.
I just have a question. Who did the perk test? Who's the engineer of record that did the tests and that is providing the septic system?
I think Mike can answer that question.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. I suddenly blanked on his name. Jack, he sent you the drainage reports. Do you have his name handy?
I'll find it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
This is Tom Rogers. Can you hear me?
yes, Tom.
Yes, thank you. While he's looking that up, we're trying to get on the Zoom meeting, but they never sent a passcode out with the notification. So we
Okay,
have no way to view what you're presenting.
okay. The passcode is 108790.
108790. Okay, very good. Thank you. I'll try that.
Okay, you're welcome.
That's actually available on the agenda.
The
We got a notice in the mail. It's not on there. Sorry.
Okay,
worries.
no worries.
Yep, and
If you
I,
have,
I did find the name of the gentleman who did the soil testing. It was Robert Grasso.
hold on one sec, please.
Yep,
To Mr. Rogers, if you can't get in, please call back in, okay, and speak up.
Yeah, I'm right here connected, so I can hear you, and I'll turn my mic off now.
Okay, no worries. And if you want to raise your hand, it's *9. So
Okay,
If you
star
have
9.
a
Thank you so much.
questions. Yep, no worries. Just want to make sure you're able to participate.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sorry about that. If you want to answer Scott's question, I apologize. I just want to make sure the public can respond.
yep, understood. Yeah, so to answer the question, Robert Grasso on October 29th, 2025 did the soil testing, and Deborah Rogers witnessed the soil testing as the Board of Health agent.
Thank you.
Any other questions, Scott?
That's
You good?
all.
Okay. Do we have any raised hands, Kristen?
Not yet, but just to share, if there are people interested in making a public comment, now is the time to press the raise hand button, which should be at the bottom of your screen, or just speak out if you're on a telephone.
Okay, while we await a raised hand, are there any written comments, Kristen?
No, I have not received any public comments in writing.
Okay, thank you. Tom, are you trying to ask us a question or make a comment? No, he just muted, so I'd say no. All right, very good. Have we received any comments from other departments or peer review? Do they have any comments at this time, Kristen?
So just the letter from peer review that was mentioned earlier regarding the location of the property in the Zone 2 water supply district. So what was being described. So I think, when new materials come in, we'll send them back out to the town's peer review to review the stormwater and new designs for runoff and
Yep.
pavement.
Yep. Joe Schwalker's report that Mr. Sullivan was referring to.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Woody, I think there is a raised hand. Kelly, did you have a comment? Hi.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm joining late. I live at 11 Central Street, Unit 3, and Unit 3 and 4 have our mailbox in line with where your driveway cut needs to be or is proposed. So what would you do with that? Because it only makes sense that the mailbox is there. And just to elaborate, there was also already a car accident from the adjoining property onto our property back several months ago, so like 3 driveways colliding there. You know, maybe an issue.
Can you just say your address again, Kelly? I didn't.
I'm
get
at
it.
11 Central Street, Unit
Okay.
3. So I'm in the church, the old church.
So
And,
is the mailbox located across the street from
Yeah.
your
Yes.
residence?
Yes.
I mean, we can work with you to find a location for the mailbox. If it's where we're showing the driveway to go, we'd have to
It is.
relocate. We'd have to relocate the mailbox, but we could work with you on that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
any other questions, Kelly?
No, well, there was already a car accident from the next door neighbor, which is the house that's pending. There was a car accident from that neighbor pulling out of the driveway into our neighbor's car a few months ago on the street. So I just want to say that there is a little bit of congestion there. Then it would be 3 driveways.
Okay.
Congested. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. And Church Street's a one-way there, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Any response from the applicant on that?
I'm not sure exactly where the mailbox is, if it's located across the street in this area here.
Right where the driveway is proposed.
Well, here's the roadway is right here. I don't know if you're looking at the screen, and then this is number 11 Central Street, and I think the parking is over on this side and here, but I don't know where that mailbox is per se. I didn't locate
Where the
mailbox.
driveway is proposed.
Okay, well,
Yeah, they're all on that side of the street
oh, they're
because
all
it's
on
a
this side of
one-way.
this- Okay,
Yeah.
then we would have to relocate the mailboxes at some point out there.
Paul, is
knew
that
there was
shown on the existing conditions plan? Like, do we know if it's to the right or to the left of the telephone pole?
I didn't pick up any mailboxes.
Woody, if I could ask a question.
Yes, go right ahead, Pete.
So the question is to Kelly, do you have to back out of your driveway? Is that kind of a navigation issue? Or is there a route?
Sometimes.
And when there's snow and snowbanks, it probably makes it much more challenging.
Definitely, we have to back out when there's snow.
Thank you.
Well, I would think opening this up would make that less congested if you're backing out of the driveway, where right now there's a retaining wall and mailboxes. This would add space to maneuver with the street being open there.
It would not for us, no.
Any other questions at this time, Kelly?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you for your comments and your participation.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yep. Any other planning board members have any questions at this time? All right, hearing none. We have no other raised hands, correct, Preston
No.
or Sadie?
I'd like to speak.
Go right ahead, Tom.
Thank
There
you.
are raised hands.
Okay, very good. We'll do them in the order that they came in. I'll start with Tom. Please state your name and your address for the record, and then your question or comment, please, and then we'll get to
Thank
Melissa.
you. I am Tom Rogers. My wife Patricia and I live at 15 Church Street, which is 2 doors down from the property we're speaking of. So when I sit in my living room looking out the window, for 40 years I've been looking at woods. Now all of a sudden I'm going to be looking at a 2-family house. So I have some concerns there as far as light pollution, et cetera, et cetera. The other question is, it's pretty clear to me that you're going to have to take down a lot of trees to make this project happen. Can you say how many trees you have planned to take down?
If the applicants want to respond, please go right ahead.
Paul did a survey of the number of trees that are on the property. Also, there's pretty significant topography behind the retaining wall, where the old driveway was. So, there's a pretty large ledge outcropping. Paul, if you can scroll back to the existing conditions. The house will be on the far side of the ledge outcropping, and those trees that are in that area, in front of the ledge outcropping and to the left of the ledge outcropping, anything that's outside of the road, as long as it's not right next to the road, will remain for trees. So there still will be screening between Central Street and where the proposed duplex is. The duplex will be on the far side of the rock, which, Paul, you could say better than I could, but that rock's got to stick up probably 10 feet on top of the several feet of ledge that the height of the ground is above the street.
Correct.
So the driveway's coming in the front here. I've seen trees all where the driveway is. And then you come up to the ledge, and then beyond the ledge is where the two-family is located, right in front of the existing shed. So I'm looking at,
Family is approximately close to where the shed is, behind the ledge outcropping, but that entire mass as you come in is ledge.
yeah,
The grades are on the plan.
yeah. So I'm looking at the grade. It's a 78 by 278. So then I'm seeing trees there. So I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm looking at like 20 trees that have to come down in order to get a driveway in there and get that two-family up. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, and you have no plans to take down any trees past where the shed is?
Do you mean to the right of the shed or to the left of the shed?
To the, well, it's basically the east of the shed going back. I know you got a leaching field on, looking at this plan on the left, there's the leaching field area there. So you may have, I don't know if you have a tree there, it's got to come down, but then further on, because one of our, the other abutters, Gary Scovert, lives over on Johnson Lane. He is unfortunately out of town and he couldn't get in on the Zoom meeting. But his main concern was how many trees were you going to take down on the back of the property?
We're basically not going much further back than what we're showing right here. So we didn't pick up any trees beyond this area. I mean, it's fairly wooded site out through here.
Yeah, yeah.
So our activity is basically right in through here for the house, for the duplex, and the septic field would be right up in this area.
Yep.
And our roadway comes in right in through here, right next to this existing old foundation, look like,
Yeah.
and right back in here.
Okay.
So this whole area will basically stay. These
Sure.
will probably stay in through here, and then we would have the duplex in through here, and the system somewhere out in this area.
Yeah, okay, very good. So it sounds like, is it fair to say that you're only taking down trees that are where you have to build something?
Correct.
That's fair to say. In addition, we'll be abandoning the old driveway to the right of, to the east of
Yes,
the existing house, and we may add some trees there just to kind of screen the house from the gas station, which is a
yeah.
kind of less than desirable view from the house.
Can you add some evergreens along the north side of the property so that I don't have to look at the two-family?
Well, I mean, we'll plan on doing some landscaping. We certainly plan on adding some evergreens on the gas station side. We'll have to see what the ledge profile looks like on the backside of the outcropping. Naturally, we want enough depth to be able to have trees survive whatever we plan on putting there.
Thank you. Okay, I think that answered my main questions.
Okay, no other questions? Okay, thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
And I appreciate your participation.
Thank you.
We have another raised hand, I believe her first name is Melissa. I can't see the.
Hi. Yeah, hi.
Your
Thank
name
you
and address,
for
please?
Larry and Melissa Gasper, and we're at 3 Johnson Lane. So
Okay, thank you.
we're behind this property. But I have a few concerns. One is this was sent to 28 abutters, and I know that because we didn't have the code to get in, there are other people that wanted to be on this call. I've been trying, I tried to send the code out. We were not given agendas, so we did not have the code. It wasn't on the Newburytown website. So I feel like you don't have a fair representation of the concerned people that live near this property. And so that being said, my number one concern is this driveway. And I wish that somehow, if you were going to build this, you use the existing driveway, because there is a line of sight that gives motorists time to slow down and let a car enter. That original driveway that's off of Central Street, people can actually see when cars are coming out there. When you take this oblique angle to go down Church Street, you cannot see where your proposed driveway is until you're in front of it. You really can't see. And with a duplex, let's say, usually it takes 2 incomes. I'm counting on 4 more cars. Plus, if you rehab the original home and you have 2 cars, you're adding maybe potential, but most likely 6 cars going in and out of there. And I mean, years ago when the church was just a church, the traffic wasn't as much, but now, as other people have said, there are condos there. There's 4 cars that are coming right across from where these other 6 cars are going to be going in and out, or at least, several more. And let's say I'm coming around the corner and somebody's coming out and I stop. If someone's behind me, they're going to be stopped out on Central Street, which can be a problem. So I don't think you have enough length on Church Street to put a driveway that's going to have this much traffic. I just think it is really dangerous, and I'm really worried about it. So that is my number one concern. And I also am a tree lover, so I was hoping you would take down the least amount of trees as possible. But I just don't I guess I just don't feel this property is really a good candidate for a subdivision and not a good candidate for a duplex because of the amount of traffic. Did you want adding?
Okay, thank you, Melissa. Thank you for your participation and your comment. If the applicant has a response, great. Otherwise, are there any raised hands? Any other raised hands?
Yes, there is 40. Chris,
Okay, if you would please unmute yourself. I can't see if you're muted or not, and state your name and address for the record and your questions or comments, please.
the person named Chris, are you able to talk?
I'm not seeing the Chris. Do you still see a Chris up there, Kristen?
Yes,
they
there's
do.
a Chris with a raised hand and they're unmuted, but it sounds as though they might not be able to hear any of us.
Okay,
They do still have a raised hand.
okay, we can't hear you, Chris, so if you're able to either take your raised hand down and put it back up again, or maybe, you don't appear to be muted either, so.
Well, Woody, he's appeared on video, so,
Oh, he did.
yep. Chris, do you have anything to say?
Well, we still are not able to hear you, unfortunately.
Yep. You're unmuted, Chris. Is it possible that your microphone isn't on? Oh, he's muted now. Unmuted.
Hey, Chris, you could probably keep your video on and then use your cell phone to call into the meeting.
Okay, let's see here.
Chris, you could use your cell phone to call into the meeting.
Yep, I'm looking for the number now.
It's actually Bill who you're seeing. Chris is behind him.
Okay.
Should I read the phone number? Bill, can you hear us?
Can you nod your head if you can hear us, Chris? Bill.
Okay, here's the
very
phone
good.
number. It's 929 205 6099. I think you have to enter a meeting ID once you
Yep.
get in.
And the meeting ID will be 108790.
There is an option to skip that.
Okay, great. I didn't know that. I've actually never called it.
Not working.
All right. You don't see him yet, Kristen?
It looks like he's trying to call in, but it's not getting through.
Okay, we'll give him a moment to try and respond. And Bill, if you get through on the phone, please just speak up. Is there any other raised hands at this time, Kristen?
I don't see any.
Kelly?
Oh, sorry. I'm just didn't see it.
I just want to add to what Melissa was saying. I honestly, I just moved here a year ago to 11 Central Street, and to add what Melissa was saying, it is strange that some folks do really bear right on Central Street at a high speed. So choosing your driveway cut in should be carefully chosen.
Okay, thank you, Kelly.
I mean, it's a little crazy at times, so.
Melissa, I see you waving. Do you have another comment?
Yes, I'm sorry I forgot to mention, my other concern about the driveway is that is a steep hill, a steep embankment. I don't know how you're going to alleviate that. And my worry is that if it was slippery, if it was icy, people would slide into Church Street. I mean, that is a very steep hill. Like So that was my other comment. Not only is it a corner people shoot around, I know they're only supposed to be going 25 miles an hour, but that driveway is right there as you come around that corner. It's not like a 90-degree, turn where you see other people approaching the intersection. You cannot see until you're all the way around that corner. And then with the steep driveway coming right in across from where the people that live at the condo, I just would worry about people coming onto Church Street. Thank you for allowing me to make my second comment.
Yes, no problem, Melissa. Thank you. Chris or Bill, I see you with your phone in your hand, your hands raised. Okay, are you unmuted? It would be *9 to unmute. And then say something, so see if we can hear you or not. No. Correct with that, Kristen. *9 to mute and unmute. And does the number of people...
Hello?
Is that you? Hello? Yes, Bill. Yes, Bill.
All right, you can hear me now.
Yes, please state
Got to
your name
embrace
and address.
technology.
Yes,
Bill,
it's
Bill,
okay.
Yeah, Bill, please mute your computer.
Yeah, I'm going to do that now.
Okay,
Great.
thank you. Thank you, Scott. Please state your name and address for the record, and then with your questions or comments, please. Bill.
Actually, I'm going to walk over to further away from the computer. Yeah, Bill Prescott, 6 Johnson Lane.
Very good. Do you have questions or comments, please, sir?
Yes, I do. And I'm in line with a few of the folks that have already spoken. In reality, I mean, you guys are proposing to put this structure in there with this driveway that's really in a pretty bad spot. I mean, Melissa's right. You come around that corner, you're not going to be able to see anything. And the number of bedrooms that you're proposing to put in there, you're going to have more cars than you're really talking about. Plus, you're going to have Amazon delivery in there. You're going to have whatever else is going on in there. And it will be a bottleneck, and it will be dangerous. And secondly, you're building a duplex. You're putting it on the back end of a ledge right next to a wetland area. And it's a 2-family, 3-bedroom family. So you have to have septics for 6 bedrooms. That's a pretty good size. That's a bigger septic system than we have here. And you're going to put that right on a wetland. Basically you're trying to squeeze a house into an area where you're just right on the fringes of legality and code-wise. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a mess. For the poor people that have to deal with the street and that driveway, you come down and you got to make a hard right and go up a hill. There's a cliff on one side because you're going to have to build a wall. It's, for the sake of building a home and walking out with a couple bucks, now you've got a real bad situation. Put the duplex somewhere else. So that's my initial concern. And then you've got, the effect, the poor guy there that's right on the back end of it, the increase of the watershed. It's like too close, too much, and too little an area. Even though you've got technically the square footage or the acreage to do something, most of it's wetland and ledge. So it just seems like a bad idea all around. So that's my say on it. That's my take.
Okay, thank you for your comments, Bill. If the applicant's got any response, please speak up.
Yeah, and you're going to get in some writing too. So.
And Bill, if you would mute your phone, it would be *9 again, just so we don't get any echoes. Thank you, sir. Jack, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to state we're not proposing to do any work within 100 feet of a wetland. We show the 100-foot buffer on the plans. So, we're trying to protect that 100 feet to the wetland area. So I just wanted to point that out. We're not building on the wetland.
Okay. Thank you, Jack. Chris and Mercedes, do we see any other raised hands? I know Chris is still raised, but he just spoke, or Bill, Chris, so.
I don't currently, oh, yes. One more raised hand, Joyce.
Okay, Joyce, please, you have to unmute yourself, Joyce. You look for the mute button, and then please state your name and address for the record and your questions and comments, please.
Joyce Stair, 8 Johnson Lane. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Our property abuts the property behind the gas station. So when we're sitting at the end of our house on the porch, we look out across the back of the back lot behind the gas station onto this property that was St. Heliers. My big concern is, for our view, how many trees are coming down. We have a wide open space, which they keep it very nice, but right now we have a lot of trees on St. Heliers, well, that property that it was St. Heliers, and I'm just concerned how many trees in the back along that area would come down. Again, I know you have to take some down to put the house up. And are you planning, I couldn't quite tell, is the road going to be a cul-de-sac? In other words, when you go in, will it go around the duplex or in front of the duplex, or is it just a straight road going in?
Your response, please, Mike or Jack?
I can
It's
respond.
just a straight road going in, and Paul or Jack, you can answer the question of, we're leaving, I think it's a couple hundred feet to the back of the property with the trees intact. But Paul, that section that you pulled up, that shows that we're not going to alter. If you could give me a dimension on what that is.
The lot line along this side is 100 feet. So we're proposing hold on a second. I could just get to this one. So we're probably, this is 100, our property is up over in this area, up back over here. And our house, the proposed duplex, is probably about 130 feet away from the lot corner of the gas station. And on a diagonal, according to the, let me just go back to the original. I believe this is your lot right here. If you can see the screen.
I don't see it on the screen, but.
What number is your house?
8 Johnson Lane.
Okay.
So I think this is number 8 here on the Opus map.
So I can see it or not?
I believe this is number 2, 4, 6, and then 8 coming around the corner. Johnson Lane.
We abut the exit. We're right along the exit and the gas station.
Right. So this is the gas station here. This is, I believe, your lot here because it shows number 8 on the map. And
Can I ask a question? Is there a button I'm supposed to? Because all I see are people. I don't see what you're looking at.
I have. I'm sharing the screen, so I don't know what you have to hit. Sorry.
There may be it says switch to gallery view. And I'll tell you what it says after you switch to gallery view. Switch to active speaker. So if you switch, I'm using a tablet, so I touch it. But if you use your mouse, up in the top left-hand corner, it will say switch to active speaker, and the active speaker is the one who has the map up, I believe. It'll say switch camera and switch.
Over there. All right.
All right, so you can see what he's speaking of.
We're number 8. The gas station is 17.
Okay.
Right.
Continue.
Paul, what's the difference between the letter I and site, the distance between there to the back of the number 8 property?
I don't know what happened here. Hold on. I just lost my drawing. Hold on.
It's up here.
Hold on one second.
Paul, I can jump in on that. From the back of the proposed duplex to the rear lot line is 333 feet.
And what is it to the right where that number 8, across the distance of the gas station parcel?
So
And actually, it would be across the 15 Central Street existing property, the back part of that, the panhandle of the.
It's over 150 feet from the back of the duplex all the way over to the edge of the lot 1 and the common line with the abutter.
Plus the approximately 200 and whatever the gas station is.
Yeah, I don't have that in front of me, Mike.
All right. Can someone else put the plan up? Paul, are you saying you can put the plan up?
I'm trying to. I got
There you
There
go.
you go.
Yes.
You're back. You're
Okay.
back, Paul.
Okay, but I got a screen just locked on. Let me try that. Okay, here we are. All right, great, thank you. Right, so as I said, this is your lot right here. This is the gas station lot,
Correct.
and this is our site. And the roadway will be coming in here, roughly stopping in here, and the duplex is in this area right here.
Okay.
If I go to the proposed layout. So this is basically, we're almost in line with the back property line of the gas station. Is where the duplex would almost line up on that site. And your house is located up over in this area here.
Right. Thank you.
So we're not looking to do any work over in this area here. Again, the duplex will be here and the leaching field will be somewhere in this general area.
In my recollection, there's some yews and arborvitaes that are kind of around that back corner of the gas station, past their building. There's already some screening between us. So I'd have to be out there to tell you exactly where it is, but there is the existing gas station building and then some screening to the right of where the building would be, that would partially obscure your view, certainly obscure your view of the street area anyway, if not a good portion of the building that's proposed.
Thank you.
Okay. All set with any other questions, Joyce?
No, that should do it. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for your participation and your questions.
Thank you.
Do we have any other raised hands?
I am not seeing any yet.
Okay.
Nope.
Planning board, do you have any questions? Have any questions? All right, hearing none. Planning board, do we want to go on another site walk based on the information we've heard tonight?
Oh, Woody, I think it might be beneficial to take a, kind of a feel for the line of sight and an appreciation of the traffic entering onto the roadway and the people backing out of 11 to make sure that this makes sense. And, it might be beneficial for folks to take a look.
Yeah.
Whether we do it collectively or we do it individually, I think it would be appropriate.
Okay, Larry or Scott or Steve, do you have any interest in going for another site walk there, or do you want to go there and look at it individually? I'm kind of polling you guys now.
I would say, would it either or? We could organize a site walk and collectively we could try to all be there, and if we can't be there at the same time, we could do something individually. Those are my thoughts on the sidewalk. I have a couple of other questions.
Well, go right ahead, Scott.
Well, just to recap, I guess some of the questions or concerns from the folks that have talked. I think Mr. Rogers had some questions or concerns about potentially, or maybe a request to add some evergreens, either at the property line or a little inboard. Is that correct?
Well, I had mentioned that it would be nice. So the light pollution is probably the main thing. In the summertime, there are trees that would block it somewhat, but certainly in all the winter months, I can practically see over to Joyce's house through the woods.
So you're getting light pollution from Joyce's house?
No, it's far enough away that it's not a problem, but
Gotcha.
I'm just saying in the winter, all the leaves are gone.
Understood. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm good. A sidewalk, I think, would be appropriate, whether we can do it together or independently of one another, and whether or not Mike and his team or a representative of could join us. That would be helpful. But I do think, where the driveway, the radius, that would be beneficial if that was staked, prior to. But appreciate all the discussion. It's been helpful.
All right,
I'm
thank
not
you,
sure if
Scott.
I'd be able to stake out this line with the amount of snow on the ground and the control being buried under a few feet of snow.
Um,
Well, I mean,
forget
if you get out if you get out the morning of, and maybe even a
I can
little
do some
spray paint.
rough, I could do some rough taping maybe off the structure and off the street where I know where that entranceway is.
Yeah, I think anything like that, giving us the approximate would be
Okay.
Grateful.
Yep, with the street opening being a concern, that would be very helpful. I also have a question, and I forget whose comment it was, so my apologies, but it would be helpful to hear an answer for visual later. That driveway, is that going to be? You mentioned a retaining wall on Mr. Rogers' side. Is that going to be like cut into the earth so there'll be a lot lower than the land on both sides of it? Or can you explain a little more about the end of the driveway?
It'll be cut in.
Go ahead.
It'll be cut in on both sides.
Okay. And that's all I have for now. Anyone else have any questions? Okay. I'd be for another site walk if we could have it staked out and marked in some way so that we can get a feel for it and a feel for the neighbors' driveways.
Okay.
And the end of Church Street would be great.
I think Woody, Melissa, Gaspar might have one more question.
Okay, go ahead, Melissa, please.
I think it would be very helpful if you had another public hearing, just because there's so many people that do live either abutting or very close that were not able to attend this meeting. And I just think it would be helpful to have more input. I just feel like you didn't really get to hear like enough people's input, since this is going to really impact this neighborhood. So I was hoping there'd be another public hearing for us to express ourselves or to hear back after you have, your site walk and look at that, the way the corner is and the traffic flow.
Yes, Melissa, we're gonna continue this public hearing to our next meeting, I believe. So there will be another public hearing.
Thank you.
All right. So if there's no additional questions from the planning board, no additional comments from the applicant, I'd entertain a motion to continue the public hearing to our next meeting, Kristen. Would that work, or do we want to go out a month because of we don't have we'll have to pin down a date for a sidewalk?
Well, I guess I would ask the applicant, related to the revisions that you suggested are, underway for the drainage. What do you think your time frame is in terms of getting those revisions back to the planning board?
I'm hoping we can make the next meeting, but that's, is that 2 weeks out?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess just related to that, just meeting materials would be needed by next Wednesday for the following meeting. And then if the board does want peer review to look at them, just thinking about the best use of everybody's time.
If I could, Woody, I think that what Kristen just said, that peer review is going to have to look at what's going to be submitted. And if it won't happen within 2 weeks. So I think 4 weeks is probably very appropriate. Then it gives everyone a good time to take a look at this. And if there are additional public comments, those can also be received. So that would be my recommendation.
Yeah, I agree with you, Pete. I would entertain a motion to continue the public hearing to our, I'm struggling here with the date.
I think it's March 18th, Woody.
Yes.
Do we want to set a date for the site walk, or is that something that Kristen will notify me of?
We'll deal with that administratively if that's all right.
Okay.
And
Fine by me.
she'll still be in contact with you, and maybe it could be as soon as next Thursday. So she'll be in touch tomorrow.
Okay.
If we can piggyback it with our other site walk, but she'll pull the board after the meeting, if that's all right, Mike.
A good idea.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So potentially we maybe next Thursday. I believe it's next Thursday. It's the 26th. So just keep that in mind, Mike. I'll have Chris in contact. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. I'd entertain a motion to continue the public hearing for 15 Central Street. 15 Central Street to March 18th at 7:15 via Zoom.
So moved.
Thank you, Pete. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. That was Scott. Roll call vote. Pete?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
And Steve?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. Thank you, Mike, and thank you, members of the public.
Thank you, Woody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good
Have a
night.
good
Thank
night.
you.
Woody, just quickly in case anyone's staying on, I just wanted to mention for everybody's sake that the agenda is always posted more than 48 hours in advance of the meeting. And that's always where the Zoom link will be. So it's on the town website. It was available as of Friday last week for this meeting, but we'll get it out there. Feel free to email me if you don't see it, give a call, however we can help out.
And if you can't make the meeting, you can always email a comment or concern to the town plan.
Thank you, Kristen, and thank you, Scott. Moving on to new business, project update and request for partial release of security funds for Cypress Hollow subdivision, 100 High Road, assessors map R34, lot 21, property owner, 100 High Road LLC, applicant Tom Nevy. Pete? if you don't mind taking over.
Sure, I don't mind at all, Woody. Thanks very much. And Kristen, I'm going to need a little guidance since I am scriptless this evening as we're doing this. My apologies. Kristen, do you want to just let the applicant do a brief little presentation to us to see what's up?
Yep, that's great. I see Tom on the meeting. Go ahead, Tom, and I'm happy to share screen with any materials when you're ready.
Okay, thank you. I hope everyone's well, faring through this cold snap. I've submitted a request to a partial release on our cash bond that we posted with the town for the construction of our private road. The spreadsheet was submitted. Each item that was complete was shown complete. Any item that was partially constructed was also shown that way. And we have come up with a number at the bottom of the spreadsheet. I believe that the spreadsheet was sent out for peer review, and you should have a letter in your file, which Kristen was nice enough to forward to me, that suggests what the bottom line of the remaining funds should be, which matched the amount that I was asking to be partially released. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
And Kristen, just for completeness sake, if you could just let the board know and the public know what those numbers look like, please.
Yep. Yeah, the request is to release $13,998 from the security that's being held by the town. Let me just pull up the balance. The remaining balance on the money would be
56,000.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you,
The
Kristen.
total initially bonded was 69 something, so it'll be about 55,000 remaining.
Okay, great. And so peer reviewer feels this is appropriate?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask the board members if they have any questions or concerns with regards to that. Larry, are you okay with Joe's recommendation?
I'm fine with it. Yeah,
wonderful.
As long as Joe Swartz has blessed it, I'm good with it.
Okay, beautiful. Scott?
I'm good with that.
Beautiful. Steve?
I'm all set.
Okay, great. Kristen, would you like that in the form of a motion?
Yes, that would be great. Just vote to release $13,998 from the security account being held by the town.
I would welcome such a motion.
I would make that motion.
Thank you, Larry. There's a motion, and Scott, I heard a second.
Second.
Okay, no further discussion, I hope. Larry, how do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you, Scott.
Yes.
And Steve, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, what else do you have for us, Tom?
I have a little preview of coming attractions, if you'd be with me for a few minutes. At the time we created the private road, we entered into a trust agreement, which is basically a homeowners association. And at that time, I think it was you, Pete, that had mentioned we should give an option to the farmhouse lot to access the private road from the to access the private road for not only the house and the house land, but the barn in particular. We did design the road to be flat enough on the bottom so that the existing driveway to the barn could be utilized without any issue at all. Since we got the subdivision approved, we have sold the farmhouse and that lot. And the nice young couple is now planning on building on that lot. They hope to demolish the existing home, which is really in rough shape, and build a new house there, and also renovate the barn and clean it up a little bit and add some doors and move things around so it's more functional for them and they can have access to the actual road itself. So they contacted us and asked if they could do that, and certainly it's in the trust. I said, you're absolutely welcome to join us and welcome to the neighborhood. And you know, if you could go one step further, and let me know what you're up to. So he gave me a little sketch, and the sketch indicated an idea of where he wanted to build a house and how he wanted to access the private road. And if Kristen, if you don't mind sharing that sketch plan that I submitted to you, I can just kind of bring the board up to speed quickly. There we go. Okay, so if you look at this plan, our road is going to be drained from right to left, looking at the road from High Road. And we designed a swale, which shown there in a dashed brown line. And we wanted to,
Oops, sorry.
that's okay. If you could pick it up a little bit,
How's that?
a little bit further up.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily larger, but just the frame, if you can raise it.
I think that's
Okay,
kind
well,
of the
maybe,
way the image
okay,
falls.
can you make it smaller?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll be able to see it if we can make it smaller.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's not bad. The purple line is, the brown line is the swale. There's a 1 foot deep grassy swale that is going to bring the water from the road down to the bottom of the road. And then it's going to enter the forebay and then go to the infiltration pond. So my proposal is to move that swale from the side of the road to the bottom of the slope of the road and allow the water to run along the bottom of the slope as it intersects the existing grade. The same path would happen. The path would be in purple as shown on the drawing, and the same exit into the pipe system and the infiltration pond. Nothing has changed at all, but the location of that swale. The reason why I'm mentioning that is that if the folks want to gain access from the house site to the road, there'll be no way that that swale will work because we would have to put a culvert in and a driveway intersecting our pavement. And there's simply not enough grade difference to do that at the road edge. But if we put the swale down on the bottom, we then could easily build a driveway to intersect our private road and have the drainage go along the purple line under their new driveway and then join with the rest of the drainage. So it's pretty simple. So and I'm certainly not going to get into the details. I just wanted to give you an idea of what the folks were looking to do, and we could certainly accommodate them. So what I've asked them to do, and they've hired the engineer that did the project, John Moran, to come up with a site plan, which is required for your review and acceptance, and show where their new home will be and how they propose to access the road, and show the culvert and show the grades and make it all make sense. And we'll have John Moran will present it on their behalf to you sometime in the future, probably a month from now or a little later. And we'll be able to review it, come up with a consensus of whether or not it's acceptable to the board and to your peer review engineer. And if so, then we'll build it and be able to do that. Right now, the current road conditions, we have this road at gravel subgrade. So we did not go any further than that. So we have plenty of opportunity to get them connected in the spring, and I think everyone will live happily ever after. So I appreciate the opportunity to give you a little preview of coming attractions, and if that sounds reasonable to everybody, that's the course we'll take over the next 4 to 6 weeks.
All right.
And I did want to jump in and introduce myself. I'm Neil Swain. I'm one half of the nice couple that Tom mentioned. So I don't have anything personally to present to you all at the moment. Just wanted to get a little bit of the feel for the land and answer any questions that you might have at this early stage.
Well, Neil, welcome. We're very excited that you're going to be part of the community. If you're new to the community, that's even better. We look forward to receiving the proposal, and then the board can act on it from there. Let me see if the board members have any questions. Larry, any questions at this time?
Well, just a comment, Pete, that I guess the question for us will be what level of amendment to the plan is required. Is this a major modification, a minor modification, even a field change? And that's something that we probably will want some input from Joe Swetka on as to what the implications are in terms of the road layout and the drainage and all of that. But that's it.
Very good. Thank you, Larry. Scott, any concerns or comments?
Not a lot of concern. I would think this would be a field change, Larry. And I guess we'll see what Joe has to say. Are we, Tom, are you going to be doing the engineering for Neil?
John Moran is doing the engineering for Neil. I suggested that so that we can have continuity. John has all the drainage calculations. He knows what impact this will have. This is actually, in my opinion, I've been doing this for a long time, this will actually have a positive impact to the drainage calculations because we're going to be removing an existing dwelling, putting a new one in, but then we'll also be increasing the we call it a time of concentration. It's the amount of time it takes drainage runoff to go from one place to the other. And we're going to be now, instead of going right down the shoulder of the road directly to the drainage system, it'll now have to go down, cascade down the grassy slope into a grassy swale, which will slow everything down and actually cause a longer distance, which should help in the final analysis. But
No doubt. I guess I would just ask, this could have been on the original plan. But
well, we didn't anticipate the home being demolished. We didn't anticipate a new home being built. And we priced the home accordingly, and Neil and his folks felt that it was a good purchase. And after they purchased it, then they mentioned that this is what they wanted to do. So, and that's fine. I mean, you always think that someone might do it. So we left an opportunity there. It's not going to be any major construction change. There's no change to the road itself other than relocating a drainage swale to a different location. And I really didn't see it be an issue at all. With direct 90-degree access to the road. A nice new house there probably would be a nice added feature to the neighborhood, and I don't see any other issues.
I appreciate your opinion. Thank you. And welcome, Neil. Look forward to seeing another new resident in our beautiful town.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott. Steve, any concerns or questions?
Yeah, just a question. Do we need to concern ourselves, or does Joe Swetka need to concern himself with the actual structure that's going to replace the one that's there? And as much as it, could it affect the drainage and runoff calculations?
I think it does. That was the whole point of in your decision. You actually have in your decision that there is any material change to the site plan, that the changes have to be resubmitted to the board for review and approval. So John Moran will have to do those changes, show the house, the grading, how it's all going to get connected, and demolishing the house and all the new grading, and then the connections to the roadway for these driveways, and then anticipate any drainage changes that'll be made. And then he'll have to confirm that the drainage calculations won't change. And if they do change, then he'll have to change, it might have to make the infiltration pond a little bit larger, but I don't see any significant differences, but that'll all have to get done. I don't think that it's a major modification, but it's certainly a minor modification. And I think I think it's larger than a field change issue at this point.
Right. Well, I was wondering as well how definitive we have to see about what the footprint with, runoff coming off of roofs, how definitive that has to be before Joe can do his peer review of what is coming forth.
Yeah, and that,
Yeah, and I think I can.
yeah, that will all be done. That's being done right now.
Yes.
Is the folks have
Yes.
selected a house, an actual house they want to build.
Okay.
And John Moran is going to put the site plan together that shows where it's going to be located, what the grading will be, how it's going to connect into the existing septic system. And, full-blown site plan will be needed. We would require that anyway, just to, as a member of the trust, to see how everything was going to go together. But John's currently under contract now to do that work, and we're looking forward to going over those plans when they're produced.
Very good.
Yeah, and I can confirm that we are in communication with John about those details already. So that is starting to come together, like Don was saying, and we are not interested in a large house. It's really going to be about the same footprint of the structure that's there now. So we're still in the very early stages, but have a lot of that conceptual blocking figured out with John already.
Great. Well, we look forward to seeing what will be proposed in the future. And Tom, thanks for the update. And Neil, again, welcome. Thanks very much, folks.
Well, thank you. Have a nice night.
Great. Woody, it's back to you.
Very good. Last item for new business this evening. Annual Town Meeting 2026 zoning amendment request from Select Board to increase the number of zoning board of appeals members from 3 to 5. Kristen, can you update the planning board on this new zoning amendment request, please?
Yes. So the request was made to the select board earlier this winter, I believe in January, whether the select board would consider moving forward with a zoning amendment to change the membership of the ZBA from 3 members to 5. Larry mentioned this earlier. And the select board was open to that. It was just kind of missed in terms of including it in the other zoning amendments that we've already voted to move to public hearing. So this will be a slightly different track, but we will move it along in the same format of the planning board needs to refer the zoning amendment to the select board, and the select board would then refer it back to the planning board to hold a public hearing related to it. So Town Council has drafted language for the zoning amendment, which I've shared. It basically simply says that moving from 3 full members to 5. So I guess the request of the planning board from the select board is to vote to submit the proposed zoning amendment back to the select board with a request to refer it back to the planning board for a public hearing, and then a second vote tonight, if you're all feeling good about this, is to set the public hearing date contingent on the select board referring the amendments back. I think I've looked at the calendar, and I think you could hold that public hearing on March 18th. March 4th, our next meeting, is when the public hearing for the zoning amendments that we've already moved along will open. So this would be the following meeting on March 18th.
Okay, thank you, Kristen. Questions or comments from the board? Peter, any questions, comments? Larry, questions or comments on this?
No, other than to say, I think it's a good idea.
Very good. Thank you, Larry. Scott, questions, comments?
Agree with Larry.
Yep. Steve?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea as well, but I note that in section 1, we refer to the selectmen. Should that be changed to the select board?
Yes, thank you. I noted that as well. And I think this language will be can be modified to make that change. It's not, the warrant article language is not set yet, so this is a draft of that. I did, while you're mentioning it, Steve, there's another thing I noticed, which is the last line said zoning board of appeals shall not be authorized to appoint a zoning administration. And I believe that should say administrator under the provisions of section 13. So I'll double check both those changes with town council.
Okey dokey.
Thank you
Yep,
for
very
noting
good.
that.
Yep, both of you, thank you. I think it's a great idea as well. 2 more minds on the ZBA would be great. That being said, I'd entertain a motion to submit the proposing zoning amendment to the select board with the request to refer them back to the planning board for a public hearing.
I would so move.
Thank you, Larry. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Steve. Roll call vote, Pete,
Yes, sir.
Larry,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
and Steve,
Aye.
and I vote yes as well. For a second motion here, to set the planning board public hearing date for the proposed zoning bylaw amendment for March 18th, 2026 at 7:15 via Zoom, contingent upon the select board referring the amendment back to the planning board on February 24th.
And I would so move.
And you have a second.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Pete. Roll call vote, Pete,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
and Steve.
Aye.
And I vote yes as well. So we will be doing that on the 18th. I have nothing else on the agenda this evening, so unless anyone's got some comments, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Thank you, Larry. Second?
Absolutely.
Okay, roll call vote. Pete, Larry,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Steve.
Aye, aye.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Very good.